simple question. Real talk lang po. Kasi eto nga, nandito tayo na galit lahat ng tao. Parang linoloko naman tayo nito. Kayo nagpakaltas, ipapabalik muli. Ano ba, sa loob ng 2 buwan, ipapakaltas ba ulit? Gusto ko malaman, real talk konti ha. Ilan ba talaga at alin ba yung mga project na dumaan na sa early procurement sa panahong ito? Ilan ba talaga? Meron ba na mga projects na pinag-uusapan na nasa loob ng NEP sa budget ng Pangulo, nag-undergo na ng early procurement? Meron na ba? Kasi ang balita, takot lahat. Totoo bang meron o hindi?
Wala pa pong dumadaan sa early procurement dahil po hindi pa klaro kung ano yung mga proyekto talagang mapapasa. Wala pa po.
Sigurado kayo, wala ni isa, zero.
Opo.
So wala tayong pinag-uusapan, tama po ba? Sa ngayon.
Sa ngayon po, wala pa po.
So ang ibig sabihin niyan, dati-rati talagang hinahabol yung early procurement ng October para hindi ma-delay ang project kasi aabutan talaga ng tag-ulan, hindi ba?
Tama po yun.
O kung ganon, mag-a-adjust ka ng lahat ng ABC, sigurado na madidelay.
Totoo po yan, Madam Chair.
So ang hinaharap natin, talagang madidelay.
Opo, dahil po na-delay ang early procurement, marami pong mga proyekto for 2026 na madidelay. Sigurado
So ang
po yun.
hinaharap natin, talagang malungkot ang first and second and even third quarter, aabutin ng ulan. Yung tamang projection lang, kasi nag-expect ng tao, dadagdagan, papabalik mo. Pagkatapos, madidelay rin pala. Ano naman ang bisa nun? Para kay pa?
Ang bisa po noon, matutuloy pa rin po yung mga proyekto, Madam Chair. Madedelay lang nga po dahil extraordinaryo po itong panahon natin, Madam Chair. At tingin ko po, prudent din po, tama din po, na hindi muna magsimula ng early procurement. Dahil unang-una, hindi pa po sigurado kung ano ang mga project na papasa ng Kongreso. At ikagawa, dahil nga po nagbaba tayo ng presyo ng materyales ngayong fourth quarter.
Ganun pala, wala pala tayong pinag-usapan at talaga naman haharapin natin 3 quarters worth of delay. Tama naman yung mga nag-text po sa atin na lokohan na lamang to. I truly resent the fact that the BICAM is being hostaged by the Secretary of the Department of Public Works and Highways. At kung tunay na wala kayong tiwala sa sino mang district engineer, hindi po ako abogado ng Public Works, dapat tanggalin na lang ninyo lahat kasi pinapadagdagan mo yung budget tapos yung mga mag-i-implement, wala kang tiwala, ano naman kami? Susunod sa iyo na kayo mismo walang tiwala sa isa't isa? Tama ba yun? Yun lang po.
Salamat po, if I may just respond to that po, ma'am. Unang-una po, hindi po pwedeng huminto ang trabaho sa DPWH. Napaka-importante po ng ginagawa ng DPWH. Habang linilinis natin ayon sa utos ng Pangulo, ang departamento, hindi po pwedeng huminto. Nakita na po natin ang epekto sa ekonomiya nitong nakaraang third and fourth quarter. So we are doing the best we can given the current situation, Mr. Chairman, Madam Senator.
Yes, Secretary Vince, hindi kita pinahihinto sa trabaho mo. Pinamamadali nga namin. Ikaw ang humihinto sa trabaho namin dito sa BICAM at papalit-palit ka ng sinasabi. Yun ang problema.
Hindi po ako papalit-palit ng sinasabi, Madam Chair. Ako po, iulitin ko, nagpunta lang po ako dito para ibahagi sa bicameral conference yung nakikita po naming epekto nung pagpasa ng third reading version ng Senado. Yun lang po. Ngayon, nasa Senado na po yan at nasa bicameral conference, nasa Kongreso, kung paano po magpo-proceed dito. At yun naman po, syempre, tatanggapin lang naman po ng ekutibo kung ano man po yung decision na yan. Maraming salamat po.
Senator Pia?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Secretary Vince. So I was monitoring the discussion of our colleagues earlier, and my desire is not to have to repeat myself. So bear with me if may konting overlap, but I'm trying to choose questions which I feel hindi pa masyadong natanong or hindi na bigyan ng sapat na panahon as far as as much clarity that I would like to get out of it. So bear with me, hindi ako engineer, abogado ako, pero pinipilit kong intindihin kasi kahapon inamin ko na hindi ko po masyado maintindihan yung sulat nyo, and that's just because I don't know the terminology, I don't understand exactly what, in fact, I have not seen a copy of here's the statement. I have not seen the copy of the construction material price data. Do we have a copy of that? We do. Okay. So, but I was just saying, at the time I saw this statement, wala namang naka-attach, so hindi ko alam yon. But on that note, some basic questions that will help me understand the issues that we face, and hopefully yung mga nanonood din sa atin, mabigyan din sila ng liwanag. So, one of the major concerns that you raised, Secretary Dizon, at ang pagkakaintindi ko is the economic effect, no, of any reduction in our investment in infrastructure. Tama po ba? Do I understand it correctly?
Yes, if some of the projects po are rendered unimplementable
Yeah.
because of the wrong application of the adjustments to the prices of materials, then this will have severe impacts on not only the macroeconomy but also the local communities.
Yes. And in fact, kahapon, when we were also discussing yesterday when we were discussing the farm to market roads, all of us here, and when I took the floor, I really expressed my full support for countrywide development, especially in the far-flung areas. Sabi ko nga, nakakarating ako doon. Ano ba? Yeah, thank you. Sabi ko, yung ibang lugar doon na nakarating na ako by bike or hiking kasi nga wala talagang kalye, no? So, alam natin na these farm-to-market roads are important, but at the same time, and not only is it important for the access of the locals, but there's also work opportunities that are given. And I have, as chairman of the Senate Committee on Sustainable Development Goals, Innovation, Futures Thinking, binanggit ko yung ibang SDG, pero babanggitin ko ngayon, SDG 8 is decent work. And construction work is decent work. So we have to support that, no? Yung trabaho para sa mga kababayan natin. I don't know because I tried to look it up on my own and I couldn't find an answer to this question. So I will ask you, Mr. Secretary, can you give me a ratio of construction workers to the price of a construction project? And I know the answer to that will vary on the project. Mas komplikado siguro yung bridge na tumatawid sa dagat compared sa kalye. So if that's technical, I'll just give examples and then you can just correct me with the actual numbers, no? So I can continue speaking. So again, I don't think there's an exact ratio because it depends on the project. But for example, if we said that there is 10 construction workers for every 1 million project, then that means there would be 100 construction workers for a 10 million project, or there would be 1,000 workers for a 100 million project, assuming my ratio is correct. And my numbers are very basic, so madali naman pong sundan yan, okay? So for every 100 million peso project, there will be 100 workers, 1,000 workers. So nung nagkaroon po tayo ng ghost projects na worth 100 million pesos, pwede kong i-argue na 1,000 construction workers ang nawalan ng trabaho dahil nga may ghost project. So let the record show that the Secretary answered yes kasi hindi naka-on yung mic. Yes.
Tama po.
Tama.
Madam
So
Chair.
during the ghost project era, for every 100 million pesos, and again, this is just a estimate, I'm saying 1,000 construction workers, hindi na nga nakapagtrabaho, ninakawan pa sila ng sweldo. Diba? I mean, how bad is that? So that is the situation we have. And Mr. Secretary, how many ghost projects have you confirmed and how many do you suspect are still out there? Whatever numbers you have that you can share with us.
Right now, Mr. Chairman, Madam Senator, our numbers are still, for flood control, our validation is still ongoing. But for Bulacan alone, we have already discovered roughly about 15 ghost projects in Bulacan alone.
Are these the ghost projects that were roughly close to 100 million, like a little bit less, around that price? Or?
Most of them po are within that range, between,
So,
between 100
so
to
using
140
my
million.
guesstimate of 1,000 workers for every 100 million peso project times 15, that's 15,000 workers that never got a job and ninakaw pa yung sweldo nila.
That is correct,
Correct.
Madam
Okay.
Chair.
So that is our situation that you discovered. Kumbaga, na-discover mo na yan, wala ka namang kinalaman dyan, na-discover mo yan, at marami pa sigurong iba dahil we know that, and we know that you are investigating other regions, di ba? May mga narinig na rin tayong mga ibang probinsya. So we know that for a fact that that is ongoing. So, this is the next point I'm going to bring up. So, when we in the Senate, and for that matter, I'm sure our colleagues in the House did the same, review the budget of DPWH, and the amount is 600 plus billion, no? 670 billion, is that correct? That is the amount that I recall. And then the secretary had requested, sabi ni Presidente, babaan nyo yung budget, and then the secretary informed the Senate, babaan nyo ng 50-something million. Tama? 53? Tama ba, Mr. Chairman? Yung ano yung binawas natin? 53 billion. Parang 53 sa magic number. Yun din yung sa PhilHealth na NEP na kulang tayo ng 16 billion. Just to say, okay, kung mga may numerologists dyan, 53. Okay, 53 billion yung, ha? Natandaan ko lang. 53 million yung natanggal sa Senate version. And that was based on the recommendation that the DPWH gave us, correct?
Sorry, no. Let me clarify. In the committee hearings, I was asked a question, Madam Senator. If the DPWH cannot bring down the price of materials, will you agree to a 25% across the board cut? And my answer during that hearing was yes. However, we were able, based on the directive of the President, to reduce the prices of materials as far as cement, steel,
But
etc.
that's later.
That's
No, okay.
later,
So
yes.
let me just go chronological
So
order.
the 53 billion, I just need to correct it, Madam Senator, did not come from DPWH.
Okay. But the Senate used the input that the Secretary provided and came up with the 53 billion. So sa Senado na yan, no? We came up with that number.
Yes, which I tried to clarify in today's
Correct.
in the presentation today. Thank you very much.
Pero I also listened to the interventions of my colleagues. So I won't go into that detail. Basta 53 billion based on the understanding of the Senate on the instructions given and our desire to reduce the cost because there were a lot of overpricing as far as we understood it to be, also based on the President's directive and His Honor's explanation to us. So having said that, may 53 billion tayo ngayong binawas. And the argument before us now, as you are presenting it, is pag ito yung na-adapt, that the DPWH is less 53 billion, baka may mga projects na hindi matapos ng maayos. And that is the first statement you made when I took the floor. Yun yung concern nyo na ma-affect yung economic development natin because there may be some project, maybe not all, but there may be some projects na dahil sa smaller budget na binigay, hindi matapos. Tama ho yun, di ba? Yung
Tama po.
pagkasabi nyo. Okay. Pero Mr. President and Mr. Chairman, yung work ko personally as Vice Chairman of the Committee on Finance for the past 7 years only touches on constructions to the extent that I chair the Committee on Education, and so I'm very familiar with the failure of DPWH to build enough classrooms. Very, very familiar. I can present to you for the last 7 years what I'm presenting every year na from the start of the President's presidency, kung ganito kalaki yung pinasok sana na pondo within the President's term in 6 years, wala na tayong classroom wala na tayong classroom deficiency, but of course no one listened to my suggestions. So I'm familiar with that. I'm also familiar with the construction of state universities and colleges. Congressman Rufus, I'm a big supporter of our state university, USTP in Cagayan de Oro, and many others all over. 6 years kong hinawakan yun at kaya ko lang hindi hawak ngayon dahil kinuha sa akin ng chairman. I will always say that because he does a great job. Magkasundo naman kami dito, but that's the reason why I'm not handling it now. So, may konting alam naman ako kahit na from the eyes lang of a lawyer who's handling the budget. And so, let's just say kinapush yung projects. I don't know, maybe His Honor said there are 10,000 projects. Maybe let's say kinapush ang 10% nun or 5% nun, whatever that number is. Diba may phase 2 naman? Pwede naman ituloy? I mean, ikamamatay ba natin? Because the people will still be employed. They will still, bibilin pa rin yung bakal na mas mamura yung presyo, bibilin pa rin yung semento na mas totoo na yung presyo, i-hired pa rin naman yung construction worker. Ay, kaya lang yung nabigay kasi nyo sa Senado, ang kukulit nyo kasi, gusto nyo mag-ingat, ang binigay nyo medyo kapos, di ituloy sa susunod na taon, ikamamatay ba natin yun? Perishable ba yun? Yun lang naman ang tanong ko because I have encountered this issue so many times because pag humingi ako ng budget para dun sa construction ng State University dormitories, by the way, that is my passion. So mga colleagues, sa mga lugar nyo, sabihin nyo sa akin kung meron tayong matutulungan dyan sa susunod. It's my passion. Pag kinulang, di next phase 2. Pag kinulang, di may phase 3. So yun lang naman yung sa akin. And after I get an answer from the Secretary, I'll tell you why I'm exploring this option because of the next point I'm going to make.
Just to, I think, simplify the answer to this question, Mr. Chairman, Madam Senator. I think the concern is, kapag po, halimbawa, no, yung proyektong pinakita natin kanina sa Region 4B, that was in Romblon, no, by the way, kung ganun po kalaki yung cut doon, no, 68 versus I think yung tama dapat na cut na 37% instead of 68. So kalahati. Wala pong magbibid doon sa proyektong yun. Wala magbibid. Kasi po, hindi po kaya, no? So, ang pwede pong gawin ng DPWH doon is igsian yung imomodify po yung proyekto. Ibig sabihin, kung yan 10 kilometro dapat, pwedeng gawin ng DPWH, iigsian. No, yung proyekto nyo para lang maging implementable. Pero, yan po, ginagawa po yan. No? It's called modification. No? But, yun nga, sayang nga po yung economic activity. Kasi obviously, pagka yung 10 kilometro po, ginawa na lang 5 kilometro o 3 kilometro, lesser economic activity po yun, mas maigsi yung trabaho, yung araw na pagtatrabahuan ng ating mga kababayan, etc. At mas konting simento, mas konting bakal, etc. So yun po ang real effect po ng isang proyektong tulad nung pinakita natin kanina. Pero tama po kayo. Marami pong mga proyektong DPWH na hindi natatapos ng on time, no? Pero, ganun po ang immediate effect kung susundin po natin yung nasa Senate version. So, tama po kayo, we can live with it. We can, to be quite honest. But, that is the real effect. If a project is reduced from 41 million to 13 million, when the real price based on the new prices is a project of 30 million, then there will be an effect on the project itself. Yun na po, we're just informing the honorable members of the BICAM of that real effect.
Okay, so I understand, no? You're basically agreeing with me that if necessary, pwede naman ituloy yun the next year, okay? And the reason, and I understand yung nanghihinayang po tayo na, pero kung pwede naman buuin, sino ba naman may gustong mabitin? For example, may sports project ako dun sa probinsya ni Congressman Abet Garcia. Ba't ko naman ipapa 2 years from now kung pwede na mabuo next year, kung pwede na maglaro yung mga bata doon, kung pwede na tayong magkaroon ng the next Southeast Asian Games champion doon, di ba? Bakit nga naman? I agree. But, ito na nga yung next point na sinasabi ko. Mr. Secretary, you will recall how important communication is, especially during the time that you were the COVID SAR, the vaccination SAR. No less than WHO emphasized that one of the pillars in addressing this COVID epidemic was proper communications. Apat lang yung pillars nila, di ko na maalala yung tatlo. Pero yung communication, imagine, was included in the pillars, communication. So ito nangyari. Nabalitaan na merong mga flood control and massive corruption in DPWH. And the President made a statement about it. And then DPWH stepped up under your leadership and addressing this, going on site, identifying the areas that were victims of this massive corruption. So what did we communicate to the people? Hindi tayo papayag na may ganitong klaseng korupsyon. Hindi tayo papayag na may mga kontraktor at may mga konsyabang government employees, officials from all levels, hindi tayo papayag. That is the message. That was what was communicated. So when we step into this BICAM today, ang bit-bit natin lahat, or at least namin sa Senado, nag-reduce ng presyo based on that same communication, based on that same script. Ito ang gagawin natin para sa taong bayan. We will show up. We will not allow this to happen. So when you come back now and tell us, nagbago na yung script, there's other reasons why hindi natin pwedeng babaan. Napakahirap kasi wala tayong enough time na i-communicate ng maayos sa taong bayan yan. Kahit ako, nahihirapan akong intindihin, sikmurahin because we made an across the board, across the what do you call that? An all of government, all of government approach. Whole of government approach, di ba? The President, his alter ego, the Secretary, members of the House, members of the Senate. Tapos, ang pinangahawakan ng mga tao is we will not allow this overpricing. I know it is not as simple as that. Many times, I have had to make tough decisions in pushing for measures, including, let's say, the CREATE law. Hindi naman lahat masaya ang mga businessmen doon dahil may mga tinamaan. Sabi natin, wag na natin ibigay yung todo-todong, ano tawag dito, yung deductions, yung incentives. Yung incentives that they have been receiving for 40 years. Siguro naman, after 40 years, pwede na kayo magbayad ng tax, di ba? Pwede sila masaya, but we have to do the difficult thing. So, I am very willing, Mr. Chairman, to do the difficult job. To try to see kung papaano tayo makakapag-provide ng more support to economic activities, especially in the countryside. But it cannot be at the expense of people thinking that we are backtracking, thinking that ngayon, okay lang sa atin na ibalik yung presyong mataas. Kasi yun nga yung presyong dinatnan natin nung may korupsyon. Ang hirap himayin, tapos nagmamadali pa. Napakahirap. At hindi ko yata kayang gawin kasi nga, hindi yan yung kinommunicate natin sa mga tao. Kaya even though, and I think my colleagues will vouch for this, I'm always willing to listen. I'm always willing to listen, to change my mind if I am presented with facts, with evidence that will require that I change my mind. That is our job. Hindi bagay dito yung sarado utak. So kailangan open tayo. Pero ang hirap intindihin. Yun lang talaga. So that is where I personally have difficulty. And you know that, Mr. Secretary, ikaw pa, I always listen to you. Intindihin nyo lang sana po kung gaano kahirap ito kasi the people also trust. Sabi nyo nga, it's a trust issue. Yes, and the people trust us. So we cannot just say, ibabalik yung presyo. I heard you, Mr. Secretary. Hindi totoo, ibabalik yung flood control project. I heard you. Hindi totoo. Lahat ng hindi totoo, I heard you. But simply putting back that budget sends the wrong message. And we know that. We know that. We are all communication experts in our own little way. So, yun po, if somebody can shed light, can improve this communication in the next 24 hours, then let's try to do it because no one here does not want to see countryside development. No one here does not want to support. O baka double negative, hindi maintindihan. Baliktarin ko na lang. Everyone here wants to support development in Mindanao, in Visayas, in Palawan, of course. Lahat, hindi, tinuro ko na kanina pa. Lahat naman gusto, pero sa panong paraan na ang tao kaya nilang intindihin na hindi natin tinatalikuran yung ating commitment sa kanila, na hindi tayo papayag na may kalokohan and all, I say all, the safeguards are there. So yun lang, Mr. Secretary, you know me well enough to know that I don't want to make your job harder than it is. I have so much admiration for the work you have done and the work you continue to do. But help us out here because this is not something that we can easily just say, okay lang, balik sa presyong gano'n. Mahirap po.
Unang-una po, Madam Chair, maraming salamat. At tama po lahat ng sinabi nyo. This is a trust issue. But I think, first and foremost, hindi po ibig sabihin na kapag sumunod po tayo sa budgets ng mga proyekto sa HGAB, ibig sabihin, ibinabalik natin ang overprice. Yun po, I think, ang paulit-ulit ko na rin pong sinasabi. Bakit po? Dahil binabana po ng DPWH, dahil sa direktiba ng Pangulo, ang presyo ng mga materyales. Binabana po. Ang question na lang po dito is, paano po ia-apply yung pagbaba ng presyo sa bawat isa sa mahigit 10,000 proyekto na naibaba sa Senate version. Yun lang po yun. No? Pagka po sinunod natin yung reductions base sa Senate version, meron po tayong makikitang mga proyekto tulad ng mga ipinresenta namin kanina na posibleng hindi may implement in full. Tama din po kayo. Pwede namang ituloy yon next year. Tama po kayo doon. Pero ang hinihiling po namin sa Senado at sa bicameral is payagan po ang DPWH na magbaba nung mga presyong yon. Dahil po meron yung mga taga DPWH po ang nakakaalam kung paano gagawin. Ngayon po, alam ko po na merong hindi pagtitiwala. Aaminin ko, kahit ako, hindi nagtitiwala. Kaya po nagpalabas po ako ng department order nitong nakaraang linggo lang para siguraduhin na talagang ibababa ang presyo sa bawat proyekto ng bawat regional director at district engineer. Yun po ang pinresenta ko ngayon. Kaya po ako nagpapasalamat sa imbitasyon ni Chairman Win at ni Chairperson Mika. Pero ulitin ko din po, ito po ay hiling lamang at ultimately po, ang desisyon ay nasa Kongreso. Hindi po ako nakikipag-debate. Pinepresenta ko lang po ang nakikita ko ngayon bilang DPWH Secretary. At yun po ang aking pinresinta kung ano po ang desisyon ng Kongreso, ng Bicameral Conference Committee. Yun po ay susundin natin kung ano man po yun. Maraming salamat po.
Just one question lang, Sec. Sabi nyo na baba na yung presyo. I think mariresolve natin to kung yung presyong ibinaba nyo, ima-apply na natin ngayon dito sa budget na pinag-uusapan. I think that will resolve lahat ng problema ho natin.
Opo. Unfortunately, sinabi ko din po ito nung hearing, nung ako po itinanong ni Senator Ligarda, is not possible. And ang sabi po sa akin,
Not possible.
it is not possible. Kasi nga po, sa volume po, sa dami ng mga proyekto, hindi po ito, lalo na po ngayon na kailangan na pong maipasa ang budget. So, ito na lang po talaga ang paraan Kaya po namin hiniling ito sa Bicameral Conference Committee.
Pero kung kaya naman kung may political will, kaya naman
Hindi
gawin.
po, it is physically impossible. I was just told again, I kept on asking, actually the whole day, even yesterday, I kept on asking, kaya ba? Ang sabi nga sa akin, hindi kaya. Hindi daw po kayang, sa dami po ng mga proyektong kailangan
Ilang
baguhin.
proyekto ang pinag-uusapan natin?
Ang kinat po ata ng Senado ay 10,000 proyekto, if I'm not mistaken. So, Mr. Chairman, kung ako tatanungin mo, kilala niyo naman po ako. Pagka merong kailangan gawin, ako po yung unang magsasabing kayang gawin.
Actually, kilala nga kita.
Opo, no,
Bihira kang humindi.
bihira po akong magsabi na hindi kayang gawin, no? Pero in this case, ang sabi ko po sa akin, imposible daw po itong magawa in the limited time that we have. Kaya ito na lang po ang inihiling namin. Pero again, ito po ay desisyon ng Kongreso.
Sen, if I may, I'd like to pose a few questions to Secretary Vince. But before that, siguro po, ililinawin ko lang yung mga napag-usapan natin. Yung sinabi po ni Sec Vince na hindi naman po tayo nagkakalayo doon sa, pare-pareho po tayo, tulad na rin po ni SVC, na gusto talaga natin na mayroong makat. Wala pong problema doon sa data. Tulad po na sinabi ni Sec Vince na yung adjustment factor ay yun, sa kasalukuyan. Pero siguro yung problema nga ay pagdating doon sa application. Una, yung across the board na reduction. Hindi nga man lang bumaba sa level ng probinsya. Nakalagay lang, nakita ko po yung adjustment factor, region lang. So sa bawat probinsya po, iba pa yon. So dapat hindi nga man lang sapat yung pagka-granular dahil bukod po sa adjustment factor ng region, dapat meron pang adjustment factor sa bawat probinsya. So yun po siguro yung una. Pangalawa po, tulad po ng sinabi ni Sec Vince, sa kasalukuyang forma po na inilagay ng Senado, hindi ang kinaltasan po, ang inapplyan po ng adjustment factor, and let me know, Sec Vince, if I'm getting it correctly. Ang inapplyan po ng adjustment factor ng Senado ay yung buong project cost. Hindi po yung CMPD component lang. So halimbawa, kung, kasi Sec Vince, di ba, iba-iba po. Bawat project, iba po yung porsyento ng project na CMPD component. Halimbawa po, para po sa asphalting, ang alam ko parang ilang percent sa asphalting? Sa asphalting is 60% ng total project cost yung CMPD. Sa concreting naman, 43% lang ng total cost yung CMPD. So ang tanong ko po, tama po ba ang pagkakaintindi ko na ang ginawa po ng Senado ay regardless of what percentage of the total project cost is the CMPD component, hindi po nila kinonsider yon. Ang buong 100% po ng proyekto yung kanilang kinaltasan.
Hindi ko po masasabi with certainty kung ano po ang ginawa ng Senado. Pero nung tinignan ko po yung mga adjustment, parang ganun po, no? Halimbawa dun sa Romblon project na asphalting, 68% po yung average price adjustment for Region 4B at yun po ay kinaltas ng buo dun sa 41 million na project na yun. For that example alone po, no?
Opo, kasi ang pagkakaintindi ko po, bukod po sa CMPD, may labor component, may hauling component. So ang nangyari po, kahit yung labor component at hauling component, nai-apply po nila yung adjustment factor na dapat sana ay sa CMPD lang.
Tama po kayo. Yung, at least for the projects po na nakita namin, ganun po. No? But of course, hindi ko po masasabi.
So doon pa lang po, siguro po gusto ko lang po i-highlight, meron na po tayong problema doon sa application ng CMPD. Bukod sa across the board siya, na nasa regional level lang, hindi provincial level, at alam natin yan, sa bawat probinsya, iba din, bawat bayan, kasi yung iba mas malayo sa sentro, mas mahal pa po yung cost. Yun po, yung adjustment factor pa lang, iba-iba na eh. Hindi sapat yung pagka-granular ng adjustment factor.
Opo, ganun po yung nakita namin. At ano po, pero para din pong ipakita yung other side, no? Meron din pong mga proyekto na kulang naman ang bawas. No, meron pong proyekto na sobra ang bawas, meron pong proyekto na kulang ang bawas. Pero ang rason po is kapareho din po nung sinasabi nyo na dapat po i-apply ng tama yung pag-adjust dahil nga po ang materyales hindi yan 100% na component nung buong proyekto. Marami pa pong ibang mga component tulad ng labor, tulad ng equipment, at iba pa.
Ang
Tama po.
pakiramdam ko po, yung discrepancy po, kaya nagiging unimplementable yung ibang mga projects ay dahil sa dalawang dahilan. Una, yun yung inaccuracy in terms of the CMPD in particular geographic locations. Kasi iba yun eh. Tapos pangalawa po, in-apply siya sa kabuuang project cost imbes doon lang sa CMPD component ng project. So, yun po siguro gusto ko lang i-establish, meron po tayong discrepancy in terms of the application of the adjustment factor. Tama po ang sinabi ni Sec Vince, tama po yung data. Nandun po, galing po sa DPWH yan. Pero dun po sa application, mukha pong meron tayong discrepancy na nagmumula po doon. Pangalawa po, Sec Vince, this was already asked by Senwin, 9,900 projects were affected by the CMPD reductions. Pwede ko po ba matanong, ano po yung total cost ng 9,900 projects na yon?
roughly 400 billion po.
So sa 400 billion na yon, siguro po just an estimate, and this is again high level kasi tinanong po kay Sec Vince kanina kung may estimate na po ba sila kung ilang porsyento ng projects yung magiging unimplementable. At this stage, hindi pa po kayang gawin ni Sec Vince yun, and I agree it's physically impossible for the DPWH to be able to do that assessment now. Pero pagpalagay na lang po natin na 25% o 25% noong mga projects na yon ay magiging unimplementable. And I think that is a little bit conservative, but let's put it at that. At that, 25% of 406 billion. So ano po yun? 101.5 billion pesos. So ibig sabihin po, imbes na yung 101.5 billion pesos na yun, magko-contribute na po sa economic growth, magko-contribute na po sa local economy, yung multiplier effect doon sa mga businesses na kukuhanan po noong mga supplies and aggregates, yun po, nawala po yun. Idagdag pa po natin doon yung intangibles. Yung kawalan ng trabaho ng mga construction worker, yung kawalan ng kita ng mga hardware, yung sana ay napakinabangan na ng mga komunidad, yung mga proyekto. So, 101 billion plus the unquantifiable, which would be the other losses to government. Siguro po, kung atin pong babalangkasin yun, mas malaki po yung mawawala sa ating bansa kung itutuloy po ito at magiging unimplementable po yung projects kumpara po doon sa perceived savings of 54 billion pesos dahil sa CMPD cut sa stage po ng budget. So, yun po siguro, kung babalangkasin lang po natin, siguro po mahina na po na ilang daang bilyong piso ang mawawala sa ating ekonomiya at sa ating komunidad kung naging unimplementable yung mga projects kumpara po sa perceived savings of 54 billion pesos by cutting the CMPD reduction. Sunod po na punto, Sec Vince, just to understand po, yung adjustment factor po na inyong ibinigay, that is based on a particular date, di ba? An adjustment factor can change based on prevailing prices of materials in the market. Kasi po may as of date yan, di ba?
Yes, that is correct po. Our CMPD issuance po is dated October 30. So it is reflective of prices as of that date.
So just to understand po, Sec Vince, halimbawa po, and again, I am not an engineer, I am not familiar with construction, pero ang tanong ko po, di ba po, ang gagamitin kong example, nung sumabog po yung Russia-Ukraine war. Di ba po, tumaas po ng sobra yung presyo ng oil na sa merkado, ng krudo. At naapektuhan po nun lahat ng mga commodities. Hindi lang po ng construction commodities, kahit ibang commodities. So, is it correct that if instances like that occur, the adjustment factor will definitely change?
Yes. In fact, ang mekanismo po sa DPWH is meron pong price escalation committee na pagka meron pong external shock, no, na nagpataas ng presyo ng materyales, ng bakal, ng simento, etc. Pwede pong i-convene yung committee yon para mag-adjust. No? Pwede din pong pataas, pwede din pababa.
So the CMPD reductions applied in the third reading version of the Senate were based on the October 30 dates for the adjustment factors. And it's highly likely that by the time the projects are bidded out, alam naman po natin yan na hindi naman lahat nabibid ng sabay-sabay lahat ng projects. Yung iba po sa simula ng taon, yung iba po sa kalagitnaan ng taon. Iba-iba na po yung presyo. Posibleng malaki yung pagkakaiba ng presyo noong binid siya ng January kumpara po sa binid siya ng June?
Kung wala naman pong malaking external shock, kung meron pong pagbabago, hindi naman po masyadong malaki yun. No? Pero tama po kayo, posible pong magbago ang presyo at meron naman pong mekanismo para mag-adjust doon.
Kaya yun po siguro yung isa ko din na gustong i-point out. Kasi po yung adjustment factor po na ginagamit natin na basis ng reduction natin sa pinapanukala pong pagbawas ay nakabase po doon sa presyo ng mga materyales ng October 30. Pero posible po na by the time the projects get bidded, the adjustment factor would be a lot different. The CMPDs, the CMPD prices would be a lot different than they were when the adjustment factors were submitted by DPWH in October 30 of 2025. So yun lang po siguro yung gusto kong i-point out para lang po mas maintindihan natin pagdating doon sa adjustment factor na hindi po siya set in stone. It's not a static document. It can change based on the prevailing prices of the materials in the market. So yun po yung posible. Sabi nga po ni Sec Vince, baka po masyado mataas, posible ding masyadong mababa. Yung kasalukuyang 54 billion na nakapaloob po sa third reading version ng Senado. Sir, po yung sunod na tanong ko lang, Sec Vince, yung safeguards, i-run through ko lang po. Yung pinakaunang safeguard ay yung, yung department order. Yun po, di ba? Nasisiguraduhin natin na, sisigurad po pala ng DPWH, hindi po pala kasama ang Senado at Kongreso doon sa implementation. Sisiguraduhin po ng DPWH na ang mga district engineer offices ay i-implement po yung reductions para po makakuha ng savings. At as you mentioned po, Sec Vince, this is the very first time na nagkaroon ng ganong department order na meron ng nakapaloob na penal provision, na may karampatan ng parusa yung mga lalabag doon po sa department order na yon.
Opo, tama po kayo, ma'am.
So that is an unprecedented move on the part of DPWH just to further ensure that these projects will have savings. I understand the sentiments not just of the members of the bicameral conference but of the general public. Meron nga pong trust issue. At siguro ilang beses na po binanggit ni Sec Vince na naiintindihan niya po yon na meron pong pag-aalinlangan ang ating mga kababayan kahit po tayo na nandito sa kwarto na meron po tayong pag-aalinlangan sa DPWH. Pero again, I second the manifestation of Senator Pia. I've seen how Sec Vince has been working this past few months. Hindi na siya natutulog. And you see a department secretary actually go to all of these areas to inspect. So I'm hopeful, Sec Vince, and I hope that if the Bicameral Conference Committee grants your request, sana po hindi po masayang yung tiwala na amin pong ibibigay sa inyo. But knowing you and knowing the type of work that you have been doing, I am very, very hopeful po that our trust will not go to waste.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much po. trabaho lang po tayo. I mean, ano lang po, yun po ang kabigin-bigin ng Pangulo. Pero let me just say na ito pong lahat ng ginagawa namin sa DPWH ngayon, ng mga reforma at marami pa pong parating, ito pong mga direktiba ng ating Pangulo, lahat po ito actually ay unprecedented. Ito po hindi pa nagagawa in the past. So tuloy-tuloy lang po kami ayon sa direktiba ng Pangulo at maraming salamat po. At yun nga po, hihintayin po namin ang magiging desisyon ng Bicameral Conference Committee. Maraming salamat po at kung ano po ang wisdom ng Kongreso, yun naman po ang ating susundin. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you po. But again, Sen. Win, of course, to our colleagues in the Senate, I understand also where you're coming from. Of course, I was listening to the quotes that were cited by Senator Kiko and Senator Lauren. There may have been statements during the previous hearings and the previous deliberations that may have led our colleagues, and not just our colleagues in both houses, but the general public to also think na pwede siyang i-cut at the onset. So siguro po lininaw naman po yun ni Sec Vince na yung iba po niyang mga sinabi ay parang conditional po kasi yung mga pronouncements niya. So I definitely understand where our colleagues in the Senate is coming from. Pero sana po, given the information that Sec Vince has shared, and sabi nga po ni Senator Pia, we're all open naman to deliberating on this matter. Sana po we can come to an agreement with regard to this. Thank you very much po.
Thank you, Chairperson Mika. Dahil nabuksan po yung kung paano po in-apply ng Senado yung cut sa mga proyekto dahil po merong mga overpricing, gusto ko lang pong linawin kung paano ho namin ginawa at yung data ay galing po sa DPWH. So meron hong letter dated December 5, 2025. At babasahin ko lang po yung portion ng letter na yun. Please be informed that the department applied the updated material prices to DPWH revised NEP 2026, projecting savings of approximately 60 billion pesos. Then sabi niya after, these projected savings were computed using standardized adjustment factors adopted due to time constraints that rendered a project-by-project re-estimation impracticable. So, ibig sabihin, yung 60 billion, or sa amin nga, yung computation namin, mas mababa pa eh. Ang computation ho namin is 54 to be exact. No? Ay ginamit po yung adjustment factors. In other words, kung ano po yung ginamit ng DPWH para mag-arrive ng 60 billion, yun rin po ang ginamit namin pag-arrive nung 54 billion. Exactly the same. At the way they computed adjustment factor, yung adjustment factor ho, to make it less technical, takes into consideration lahat ng materials po, lahat ng equipment, materials, labor, OCM, VAT, IAW. So hindi ho in-apply ho to sa materials lang, in-apply ho to sa lahat, weighted average, at nagkaroon po ng adjustment factor. So, yung adjustment factor na yun ang in-apply ho namin sa presyo ng budget. Tama po ba?
Tama po.
Secretary?
I'm
Tama
looking-
po ba yung explanation?
Tama po. I'm looking at the letter now.
But yung adjustment application, application ho namin sa adjustment factor, tama o hindi?
Ang application po ng adjustment factor, kailangan po talagang gawin per project. Pero for purposes po of estimating the total estimated savings, ito po ang ginawa natin. Kaya nga po, very clear po dun sa second paragraph ng aking sulat na dahil nga po hindi namin magagawa yung project per project estimation, ito po ang aming ginawa para po to come up with a estimated savings of 60 billion.
Yeah, pero ang tanong, Secretary, yung ginawa nyo, tsaka ginawa namin, ginamit namin parehong adjustment factor. Tama po ba?
to come up with a estimated total savings. Correct.
But pareho.
Tama po.
Diba? So,
Tama
in
po.
other words, yung methodology ninyo sa methodology ng Senado, tama.
Tama po.
Sabi, pareho.
Tama po.
Hindi, pareho.
Pareho po.
O,
Tama
pareho.
po.
So-
to come up with the estimated savings na total.
Correct.
Pero po,
So wala naman ho kaming ginawang iba sa inyo. Tama?
ay tama po. Tama po.
Correct.
Tama po. Tama po. Pero ito nga po yung aming paulit-ulit na sasabihin. Dahil nga po hindi ito na-apply per project, meron pong risk na merong mga proyekto na dahil iba ang kanilang sitwasyon, halimbawa, yung pinakita po natin dito sa Romblon, masyado pong magiging either mataas ang bawas or masyado pong magiging maliit ang bawas. Kaya po, ang tama po talagang paraan, pag tayo'y mag-i-implement na nung ating price decrease, iisa-isahin po ito dapat natin. So yun lang po. No? Hopefully po, that is very clear. Kasi ano po, kailangan maintindihan po ng mga kababayan natin yun.
Ho, malagay, I just want to put on record that the methodology and the adjustment factor that you used, pareho doon sa ginawa namin sa Senado.
Tama po. As far as computing the estimated total savings, tama po.
Okay. Next question. Ito, nasabi na ni Senator Pieto kanina at ni Senator Kiko. Nakita ko ho kasi dito sa adjustment factor, lahat po to horizontal projects. Tama po ba?
Tama po.
So in other words, wala hong building.
Wala pa po.
Asphalt overlay, concrete road rehabilitation. So in other words, pag bumaba ang presyo, ang effect ho nito, pwedeng umiksi yung kalye.
Kung mali po ang pag-apply nung adjustment factor sa isang project, posible po yon. Pero kung tama po ang pag-apply, naniniwala po kami na viable at implementable pa rin po yung project.
Correct. Ang punto ko, yung project, pwedeng i-implement, pero mas maiksi lang.
Pwede po. Tama po kayo.
Mas maiksi, pero tamang presyo.
Tama po. Tama
Correct?
po yun.
So yun ang gusto ho natin, tamang presyo, tamang length.
Opo, mas maganda po yung tamang presyo at tama din yung length.
Correct. So
No?
hindi tama na unimplementable siya.
Unimplementable po kung ano yung proyektong nakalagay sa General Appropriations Act. Ito ay pumasa. Dahil po, kagaya po ng ginawa nyo, Mr. Chairman, di ba po, minandato nyo kami na kailangan may station number, may haba. So kung ang station number po, ang haba po noon ay 10 kilometro, pero ang nangyari po bumaba po sobra yung budget noon sa GAA, iigsi po ngayon yung proyekto.
Pero,
Yun lang po, pero tama po kayo.
Pero pwede-
Mai-implement pa rin po siya, pero kung mali po ang pagka-apply, mas maigsi siya. Ngayon, kung mali naman po, pero sobra, pwede din po
correct.
bumaba.
Diba?
Tama
Correct.
po.
Kasi meron din kayong dito na
Kulang yung bawas.
yes, kulang
Tama
yung
po.
bawas. Pwede
Tama
rin
po.
humaba siya.
Tama po.
At meron ding special provision na pwedeng mag-modify.
Tama po.
General provision na pwedeng mag-modify.
Tama po.
So depende doon sa presyo, sa budget, pwede niyang i-modify mahaba o maikli.
Pwede po yan.
Pero mai-implement.
May implement pa rin po, pero iba na ang specs. Iba na po ang haba, iba na po yung ano.
Oo, correct. So kasi para lang maintindihan nung namin
Tama po yan.
na pwedeng ma-implement, maiksi lang o mahaba siya.
Tama po.
Alright. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, just on that point very quickly. Therefore, it is unimplementable given the existing specs. But if it is modified, then it becomes implementable.
You are correct, Mr. Senator.
Diba? So if
Mr.
we
Chairman.
reduce the budget, as we have proposed, a number of the projects with the existing specifications, unless modified, will be unimplementable. But if modified, can be implementable with this last budget.
You are absolutely correct, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman, I find it difficult to agree that, if the project is 10 kilometers and what is given by the Senate is only 5, you can beat the 10 and it becomes 5. because there are coordinates. In other words, these are location, there's a specific, like Cagayan de Oro, BCIR Road, Butuan, Cagayan Road, there is really specification. Now, I don't know how it can be bidded out in a separate way. You have to change everything. If you follow the Senate, not only are we lessening everything, you've lessened your budget by 255 billion, you're going to lessen it pa by the Senate of 53 billion. What happens to our development of our country? But please clarify that. Because the way I see the budget, there are coordinates, there are specific stations where to start it. How can there be, if the Senate will be the amounts approved, how can you be that? You have to change everything, and you have to change our GAA. That is the problem. That's why we cannot have that. I don't think, Vince, you can do that. Because the bidding will be based on what our GAA states on the length. That is, that's my
Mr. Chairman.
experience, in the projects that we have in Cagayan de Oro. Lahat yun, mayroong specific meters, specific coordinates, specific lengths. So can we get a clarification?
Yes.
Na pwede pala yun na i-reduce ng Senate, we continue with the budget?
There is a general provision po, Mr. Chairman, it has been explained to me, on modification. Meaning, halimbawa po, no? Yung pong kaninang proyekto na 13 million na lang ang natira out of 41. Pag yun po ay pinabid, sigurado po yun in its present form, wala pong magbibid doon. Pero, allowed po ng ating General Appropriations Act na mag-modify ang DPWH. Ibig sabihin, sasabihin po ni DPWH, okay, walang nagbid na ganito sa presyong ito, pwede naming paigsiin, pwede naming bawasan ng lane. Doon po magbabago na po, hindi na po magiging kapareho nung line item ng General Appropriations Act, yung project na i-implement because of that modification. At pag yun po ay minodify at meron pong nagbid, ibig sabihin po, may implement na po siya, pero iba na po. Tama po si
Yeah, but
Congressman Rufus.
we are talking here of implementing projects as soon as possible once there is already the budget and there is already the reduction and there's the procurement. We are talking here of delaying all the 10,000 projects because you will be modifying everything because the Senate has reduced everything.
Ang magiging impact po nun talaga ay, syempre po, may iiksi yung kalye, hindi makakakonekta agad kung saan dapat i-konekta. Yun po ang magiging impact nun. Pero kung ang tanong po ay, pwede bang i-implement kung ito ay i-modify? Pwede po.
Pwede, but it has all the complications and
Yes.
difficulties that we are avoiding. We are avoiding so that, na-delay na nga tayo sa 2025, Secretary, we don't want to delay these projects. I-reduce na nga yung amount natin eh. I-reduce why? Because of the costas materiales reduction. And so, that is why we appeal that we continue with the HGov figures, but it will be reduced clearly. Yun ang mga, yun ang there's no other option, Secretary.
And
Otherwise, we don't have this, wala eh, you will practically be talking about 2027 already. Kasi matagal yung modification, there's so much to be done. We know that, we have been in the district for so long.
Tama po, there will definitely be huge delays, Mr. Chairman. And at the same time, of course, there is the corresponding economic impact of that situation. Where you were supposed to build a 10-kilometer road, now you are just building 5. There will be less laborers who will be hired. There will be less cement that will be bought. I mean, those are all consequences of that, Mr. Chairman. But I think the question po was, can it be done? And the answer is yes, it can be done. Thank you po.
Madam Chair, to add,
Last one po, Senwin. Okay,
just
if it-
following the line of discussion. So kung modification, discretionary na naman po ito ng regions and districts. So kung may discretion, this can be another area to be that is prone to corruption. So we might be creating another problem. by doing this. Kasi discretionary na naman yung modification eh. So yun lang po, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Suspend. Senwin, if we may request for a suspension, if we can suspend for a little bit. Meeting is suspended.